Alright guys, we're back with some Grade Ace Attorney. We started the case, the trial, last time, and we're going to continue it. I don't know how many sections of the trial there are, but I guess that's what we're going to find out today, aren't we? Still laying down. Still doing that. Still doing the same old caca treatment. Yes. Yes, game. Yes, I would like to continue. My controller turned off again. This always happens. Every time. Alright. Mouse is out of the way. Alright, we're gonna continue. I love how you can't even see Iris. She's just, like, hidden behind the desk. That's so funny. Alright. I do have my juice in case I get thirsty. I'm a thirsty. I got to drink a juice. Yes. Mario's here. Alright, there we go. Okay, I was just putting my bottle back. I just wanted to open the cap so I don't have to undo it every time.
Order, please. Let us resume proceedings. Witnesses, you'll now retake the stand.
Yeah, we're gonna talk to Mario and Linguini again. Maybe it's Mayro. Mayro and Linguini. Yes. I also have to charge my phone. But I think I can still see chat, even if it's charging, thankfully.
I presume you heard the defense counsel's summation examination?
Oh, yeah, Governor. I did, Gov, I did. Mr. and Mrs. Skulkin. Mr. and Mrs. Skulkin? Oh, damn, I didn't know they're married. Cool, blimey. This is gonna be hard work. Guys, I swear to God, I've streamed this game like 4 times in a row now. This is like, it's not very often I stream the same game this many times on Twitch. But, that's just kind of how things are when you get really into this game. And, I can't be arsed to practice pedal to pawn, so, yeah. Maybe I will do a practice stream, I don't know. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windybanks. Well, it was Bedlam soon as, weren't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out me Lucy lockets. However, that was a lie. So that was a fucking lie. You brothers...
Brother?
God, blimey! On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter. We never done nothing of the sort. How'd you figure that out? I love their fucking shocked faces.
You'll now give formal testimony once again. You'll tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question. And this time, you'll tell the truth.
Man, how many witnesses have we had where it's like, alright, I promise I'll tell the truth this time, and then they don't tell the truth. And then the next testimony, they're like, okay, for real this time, I will actually tell the truth. And then it's not the truth still. This happens every single time, I swear to God.
Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. Fuck that glass. And that, gentleman, may deal a crushing blow to your chance of ever seeing the light of day ever again. A thought worth pondering, perhaps.
Same old what, Gav, we hear ya. We'll blab, we'll squeak, we'll beach. Alright, Mario and Luigi, what do you got for us? Illegal entry, the whole truth. Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling for nothing. It was when we heard the gunshot, see? Made us both jump and all that stuff went flying. I mean, it didn't ever give me a fright. We was thinking the shooter'd come out of the door and get us next. We stuck everything back where we found it and scampered straight back into the black. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? We never even had a chance, did we? Oh boy. More pressing.
So you admit to the defense's accusation. You did indeed ransack Mr. Windybeck's countertop on the night in question.
Not ransack, Governor, no. That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah. Sorry.
By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made their mess.
The way you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all. We don't, Nash, we don't. Can't he make us sound a bit more cutthroat? Can't just be a coincidence these men showed up at Windybanks that night. There's more of their testimony that meets the eye, I'm sure of it. Love these brows of these guys, they're great.
Hold it!
Alright, why were you rifling shit? If that's the case, then why did you testify to that effect in the first place? Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we? We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, people would think we was up to no good. Well said, Ringo. Me old China. We only land ourselves in even more trouble. And in fact, now as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. Land yourselves in even more trouble. That's rotten luck. Says the rotten apple eater.
Witnesses, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter?
We never ransacked nothing. Right, Nash, right. More like we tied the place up. Sorry. Look at his fucking face.
Hold it!
So what you're saying is... the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much you knocked all those things off the counter. Well, they shocked one of us that much, yeah. The bag of nerves needs to learn to keep its shirt on. Look, it was loud, alright? Blimey, me dead granny would have woken up to that bang. Big brother screamed like a blooming baby and fell on the counter. He knocked over a load of books and a candlestick and some skull whatnot. That got tangled in some marionette. What knocked over a picture frame? What knocked some scales on the floor? You really mastered working quietly then. What a racket! Me granny would have been scared back into her grave at a cry like that. So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise. And then some, I mean, it was quiet as a mouse, and then all of a sudden, bam! He's eating his chips.
Excuse me!
Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add? Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels. No, something to add about their testimony. You seemed to react just now at what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something? It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it, only... well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you know its little details. How about you just tell us what's on your mind? As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for a questioning last night. And the statement they gave us then told a slightly different story what they're saying now. Their fucking reaction faces always makes me laugh. They're just like, oh. It's great. Did it? You claimed you heard the victim shout something before the gunshot. Might have, Gov, might have. Does ring a bell now you mention it. Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. I can't help but feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here, eh, fellas?
If I discover the witness's testimony have been any more sloppy than it is thorough proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very hardest punishment to bear against them.
Easy, easy. We'll get right to this time. That's it, yeah. It's all coming back to me now.
Then speak. Supplement your testimony with other details have miraculously turned your question mind, sirs.
Right you are, Gov. Just see for the gunshot. We hear a voice yelling at, give me that gun. Oh.
Hold it!
So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously? We did, Gov, we did. Although I suppose if you're being honest, we had a kind of waving voice before the yell and all. If you don't want to get shot, give me that gun! Bam! Kind of thing. Career in acting tragically missed. And where were the voices coming from? Could you tell? Course we could. From the other side of that door behind the counter it was. The storeroom where the victim was found dead.
And the voice you heard, it was that of the victim, Mr. Windybank.
On me granny's life, course it was. On his granny's life, course it was. So that would mean that you both knew Mr. Windybank and the sound of his voice? So that mean what? What, Nash, what? Any ideas?
Yes, Counsel, indeed it would.
Nah. We didn't know the geezer. How am I supposed to know when that bloke and all the fancy club was giving us the evil eye?
If you value your lives, you'll ensure the testimony's accurate and true.
Oh, me granny's life it is. And his granny's life it must be. It's a good job his granny's dead.
To summarize then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then hear the gunshot, causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them over the shop floor.
You make it sound like we're clumsy. Don't forget we tied up like good little boys. Anyway, the way I see it. The bloke what owned the place was holding the gun, so he could have just fine instead of yelling at the girl. Holding the gun?
Hold it!
You're saying that Mr. Windybank had a gun in his hands? That is completely wrong, isn't it? Oh yeah, bet there was a sight, eh? Them two waving them guns at each other must have got pretty heated. I mean, just before he shot it out, we heard the geezer say, if you don't want to get shot. Didn't really sound like he meant it, mind. More of an empty threat, you could say.
Mr. Windybank was known to keep a revolver on his shop counter at all times. People say that to protect the articles in his keeping. He'd readily put a bullet in someone's head if required. That someone being himself, of course. Good grief. Extraordinary devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided.
Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger on the other night. Only the persons he was gonna shoot beat him to it. Cooked his goose proper. Bet he wished he squeezed the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, give me that gun. It was directly after those words you heard the gunshot? It was more or less at the same time, Gov. Give me that gun. Bam. Kind of thing. Yes, a career in acting, very tragically missed. Then we heard the sound of someone in the desk. Before everything went dead quiet. After that, we done slapdash-tidying the place up. Oh, he didn't give it half a fry.
Hold it!
So you didn't try to open the storeroom door then? Not on your life. It went deathly quiet after that it did. Put the wind right up me. But anyway, the door was locked, wasn't it? No way, that was opening. Yes, of course, it was locked from the inside, or so we've been led to believe. It was, Gov, it was, from the inside. Right, so we had no way of knowing what was going on there, did we? Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the storeroom. Like through the keyhole, or a spy hole, perhaps. Don't ring no bells, don't light no bells. We had to cut and run before we noticed anything like that. We're stuck on our teeth in this game, see, but one day... we'll nearly cut the mustard. Please cut it out.
But as we know, behind that door was the victim's lifeless body, with the accused not 2 feet away.
Yes, unfortunately. Gina was in there, unconscious, with the gun in her hand. You'd think there'd be blood on her from Mr. Windybank, right?
To confirm, would it be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom?
That's right, Gov, that's right. Couldn't have even if we wanted to.
Hold it!
Yes, whereupon you fired a shot from your own gun at Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Oh, yeah, we was a bit hasty there. We was, Nash, he was. Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when you lot turned up.
If you're shaking like a leaf, don't put a loaded gun in your hand.
Good advice, miss, good advice.
Truth be told, me mind went totally blank. Before your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand.
Mental note made, miss. After that, we legged it down the street, but... apparently we looked dodgy to the coppers or summat. So they clapped the darbies on us like winking.
And after you'd been handcuffed, the police found this revolver in your possession, correct?
Well, yeah.
But listen, that proves you done it, eh?
Hold it!
I'm not too sure which, thing I should present on. And why should we believe that?
What? Well, 'cause it's true, ain't it?
The thing was totally empty when we went in.
At that time, the victim was already in the storeroom, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had the gun to his head. In other words, on the night in question, witnesses never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbrokery, Mr. Windybank. Correct?
You got it, mister.
Down to a T.
So the Skulker brothers never actually encountered Mr. Windybank? Is that really true, I wonder? That's it? That's the full extent of their testimony?
What is it, Reno? You look very fierce. I can pour you some herbal tea if you're tired.
Oh, thank you, but I'm fine. Being such a logical thinker, you'd probably laugh. But I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something. Something important. It's nothing more than a feeling, though. I have no proof to support it.
Well, feelings can be very logical at times.
Sorry?
People's expressions, the movement of their eyes, the words they use. You can take all that in and your brain will quietly analyze it to come up with a feeling like you described. You can conclude that there's something sus about this testimony without knowing why, that's all. I think you should trust your instincts.
Iris, thank you. Sometimes I think if she's 10 years old, I must be 5. Give me that gun. Well, he wasn't owning a... He wasn't holding a gun. Because we clearly see in this picture that she has his gun. Is that what I'm supposed to present? I guess I'll make a save just in case. Oof, this save slot stuff is starting to get a bit cluttered, isn't it? He he was holding a gun, so he could have just fired instead of yelling. No, because he didn't have a gun. He was unarmed.
Objection!
You're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Winniebank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct?
That's it, Gov. You got the picture.
Yes, nice, yes, no question. Yet the photographic evidence from the time of the incident clearly shows that Mr. Winniebank was not in possession of a firearm of any description.
Objection!
You surprise me. Does the defense really intend to highlight evidence that compromises the position of the accused even more? Furthermore, the defense has failed to establish that the photographic print presented was taken a suitably short time prior to the victim's death. Your chronology is severely lacking, counsel.
Yeah, that's right.
Too right, Nash, too right. The gold geezer could have about to turn the tables on the girl, eh? Hardly likely.
No, I'm afraid this won't stand as conclusive evidence. Continue with the cross-examination, counsel. I need my earlier warning, witnesses.
Wow, he actually just straight up said, no, your evidence sucks ass. But I didn't get penalized for that. That's interesting. There's like the shooter come out the door. We put everything back where we found it. We have both these photos. You can't really compare them though, can we? Love how you can even like see that it does move back. Is there anything that's missing from this? I don't know if there's anything missing. Oh, this is a tough one. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker. We never had a chance. I'm not too sure. And I pressed that thing already. Hey, what's up, Jose? We weren't rifling for nothing. I don't know. Should I press everything again? I'm not too sure what I should press here. I gotta present something. I don't know what it is. We heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun." Well, this one... Can we use this? We haven't examined the stereoscope, have we?
You have to pop your 2 prints in here to start with, you see?
And then when you look through the eyepieces, you can see the image in 3 dimensions.
The important thing is to get the right... The important thing to get right is the positioning of 2 prints.
I don't know, came up with the idea of a stereoscope, but it's really quite fascinating. Well, can't I, like, put the 2 pictures in there, then? Is that the only thing I can examine? Oh, okay. Ooh, look at that. It's totally changed shape. Just from one little button press.
Well, that is what the button's for, Runo. You're just like Hurley. You boys love pressing buttons, don't you? Especially if you don't know what they do.
Us boys? Says the 10-year-old girl.
Anyway, you can see that's really a stereoscope, can't you?
I suppose I can. Okay, I already looked at that. So can't I, like... Could I not, like, put my prints in there? Took me 3 hours to get all the way and back to get a controller. Hey, I've done walks about that long. I'm used to it, honestly. Well, it might be a little obvious, but I do want to try something. I'm gonna try this. I mean, I have saved already. Well, let me save again. Why not? Why not? Let's save again. They said they put everything back, but... Let me try this. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Objection!
No. There's clearly something odd about that last statement made by the witness. No. Sometimes what you have to present is really obvious. It's like so obvious that I don't even think about it. That happened to me before. We never had the chance, did we? Well, didn't they say that, like, they heard? They could have technically had a chance if, like... Ugh, I don't know, man. Your legs feel like spaghetti? I don't know. For me, when I do a 3-hour walk, yeah, it does kind of feel that way. There are signs that a single round was fired. I don't really know what to do here. I'm actually clueless.
Hold it!
Forced to open the door by the accused. So, are we trying to prove that they indeed saw Mr. Windybank? I can't believe I'm stuck again. There is something suspicious of the testimony, I just don't know what to present. Well, I should probably have a look at the evidence again, then. Let's see. No, that's the representation papers. Pawnbroker ticket... We still don't know who the green blood is from. Thrice-fired Mason. We know Windybank's blood is blue. McGilda's notes wouldn't be important. Autopsy report? Oh, the bullet entered the body from the back on a rising diagonal trajectory. That would actually make sense, wouldn't it? Don't know if the crime scene floor plan really will make sense yet. The scene after the murder had taken place. Universe voice yelling out, "Give me that gun." I'm surprised that the thing I presented didn't mean anything. Come out the door and get us. I'm gonna try another thing. I'm gonna try... Where is it? The autopsy report. Where is that? Yeah, the autopsy report. I'm gonna try this.
Objection!
No. Okay. Well, I guess that out of the way, I guess. This is a hard one, man. Point A to Point House and Point B to Walmart. Oh, you got it from Walmart, huh? Hmm. There's nothing missing, is there? Hmm. I wish I could, like, examine both of these back to back. But there doesn't really appear to be anything out of place between these two pictures. Hmm. Wait a minute. No, wait, hang on. He says we put everything back and scarpered. But they shot Mr. Sholmes, so... Let me try this.
Objection!
No, that's not it. Hmm. What about the... What about the blood? Because there's also the blood manuscript.
Objection!
No, that's not it either? Jeez. What the fuck do I do? Maybe that's not the one we gotta present on, I don't know. Didn't have to give me a fright, was thinking the shooter would come out the door and get... I don't know if this one's that important. Although I wish I could present that, like, the door was locked, so they couldn't come out. I don't know, that doesn't really make sense, does it? I don't know if that one's that important. Could have just fired instead of yelling. Do I present the gun?
Objection!
No, that's not it. I've pressed everything, didn't I? I guess we might as well press everything again, just in case.
Hold it!
Unless there's something else. I don't know why I can't figure this one out. What sucks about crossing Walmart is I have to crossroads. What does that mean? You both knew Mr. Windybank by the sound of his voice. That's kind of suspicious. So they know Windybank's voice, apparently? Could have just fired. Well, we pressed that already.
Hold it!
I think I've pressed this already, but I'll do it again. But he said they're both waving guns. Hmm. But I've already presented the gun. I don't really know. I don't really know what to present here.
Hold it!
Hmm. I've pressed everything. Any vehicles? The final episode of Better Call Saul, the video game? No. I mean, it is the trial, so we're getting close. Gina was in there unconscious with the gun in her hand. Yeah, we know that. I don't really know what to do.
Hold it!
Fire shot from your old gun at Mr. Sholmes. Yeah. Yeah, we did press that. Hmm. What the hell do I do? Oh my god. Hmm. It's not like I can present anything with this, right? Hmm. We also have the autopsy report, which I presented already. Hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty clueless as to what to do here. It is the final episode, but it's just in part since you're in the trial. I guess, yeah. Hmm.
Hold it!
I holded this, right? Hmm. We tied the place up. Oh, this is so confusing. Give me that gun. Hmm. Do I present the gun?
Objection!
No. Nothing here. You know, have I looked at the, Have I looked at the... I haven't looked at these in a while. Don't think these are gonna be important, though. Neither is the representation papers. Hmm. I don't know. What if... I wonder if this blood belongs to one of the two brothers. Is that possible? Hmm. This one feels weird to me. Hmm. But somehow I feel like it's not that important. I presented this already, right?
Objection!
Yeah, I did present that already. Time to get stuck in the trial again. Could I present the... I haven't presented the crime scene floor plan at all, have I? Hooray for safe scumming. No, I did not mean to do that. Oops. This is like not even the final testimony, man. Well, this wouldn't be important, I doubt. I presented this,
Objection.
right? Yeah, I did. I did present that. I mean, I could always just present every single piece of evidence in every statement, but that would take forever. What about this?
Objection!
No. I've done everything. I've pressed every statement. So it has to be one of these. I don't fucking know, dude. Well, Iris said that they'd be looking kind of weird, you know? What if it was this gun?
Objection!
No? So I should pay attention to their facial expressions, maybe. It's like, this one, he's shocked. The only one where they really have any sort of expression is this one. And maybe the last one, I guess. So why do I feel like it's this one?
Objection!
Yay, I'm stupid. I've never seen anybody be this stupid at an Ace Attorney game before. I'm the only one. Well, what about your gun? Did I present your gun already?
Objection!
No, I did? Okay. We don't know which bullet... Well, yeah, we already know that the bullet is, Oh, did it again. God damn it. We already know that the bullet in the wall was from their gun, and they shot Mr. Sholmes, so... Crime scene photograph. Time of death 1 to 1:30. No, there are visible signs of trauma. Is it possible that, like, the guns got switched around or something? This was before the murder, and this was after the murder.
Objection!
I don't fucking know. Maybe I'll find something. Give me that gun. And I presented this, right?
Objection!
Yes, I did. What else can I present? What about the manuscript?
Objection!
No, that's not important. Ugh, I don't want to have to look this up, because that would suck. I haven't had to look it up anything up this entire game.
Hold it!
We don't know why they were there, though, do we? I haven't gotten anything to pursue recently. I can't imagine the news has anything important, right? We already examined this shit. I'm sorry if this is boring to watch. I don't know what the fuck to do. Is it supposed to be obvious? I don't know. It says his death was 1 to 1:30, which is exactly the time frame in which Well, it could have been at 1 a.m. because this was taken at 1 a.m. Which means he wouldn't have died at that time.
Objection!
I don't know. It really bothers me that, like, the judge just said, nah, fuck your presentation, and now I'm stuck here. Did I present? I presented this already. Yeah. That's really weird that, like, I can present a thing here,
Objection!
and then he just says, nah, fuck you. You're not allowed to present that. My thing is, like, why would there be 2 guns? Because there was only 1 gun at the time.
Hold it!
No, I didn't mean to do that. Why would there be 2 guns? Because there's only 1 gun we know about. Well, there is technically 2 guns, I guess. Can I present either of the guns here?
Objection!
No. I'll at least try and get this out of the way. Yeah.
Objection!
So it's neither of the guns, then. Huh. I actually don't know what to do. I'm serious. This is the most I've ever been stuck on a frickin' testimony. I literally don't know. Well, it's not, I mean, it's not as bad as that time where, like, I couldn't figure out what to present in that one thing with Sholmes in case 2. That was pretty bad, too, honestly. I haven't presented anything here yet.
Objection!
I presented the crime scene plan already. Wait, I have an idea. Hang on a minute. He wouldn't be able to do anything because there's only 1 shot in the gun, right?
Objection!
Oh, that's not it either? Damn it. I thought that would be something. Oh boy. Can I prove that, like, the door was locked? I don't know, and I don't see the stereoscope being important at all. Yeah, I'm not too sure, guys. I'm tempted to look this up, because I don't fucking know. Yeah, fuck it. I'm done. I don't know what to do. uh, this is annoying. I'm gonna see if I can figure this out. Alright, guys, I hate to admit it, but I'm gonna see if I can get a hint, maybe on, like, Strategy Wiki or something. Yeah. Let's see. Something to do with Statement 3, apparently. Yeah. Says present the crime scene photograph, which I did. Present the autopsy report? It says.
Objection!
No. Wait a minute. So I presented the crime scene photograph on this one, right? It says press statement number 2.
Hold it!
Which I did. I did do that, and we already have the new testimony. Oh wait, it says present the crime scene photograph. Not the, Oh. Wait a minute. Let me think about this. I forgot how long this takes. Cool, I've been going for 54 minutes, and I haven't made, like, any progress at all. Okay, so it says to present the crime scene photograph. Because he was holding... Apparently this is what you're supposed to do. I'm trying to fathom why you have to present this, but okay. So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windybank, was wielding a gun, is that correct?
That's it, Gov. You got the picture.
Yes, no question. And yet photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windybank was not holding a firearm of any description. I guess that does make sense, yeah. I wasn't thinking about, like, after he was dead, though, I guess.
Eh?
You what?
Gordon Bennett, that ain't right.
Objection!
There can be no question the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I'll remind the court that Mr. Windybank's gun was found at the scene. Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, but it was found in the accused's hand.
I love how he has to stand on a fucking crate.
Yeah, that Multula used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun.
Bam! Kinda thing.
Hold it!
Stay exactly where you are, right there. Eh? If the crime had taken place as you so colorfully described in your testimony, it would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out.
Goodness, are you sure, counsel? You intrigue me, my learned friend. Well, let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where's the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness betrayal of the victim's final moments?
Said to present the photograph?
Take that!
I believe this is all the proof you need.
Objection!
Unfortunately not. I require proof that actually proves something, you see.
I knew it was a long shot.
It would appear that you failed to grasp even the bare bones of this case. Perhaps your level of intellect is better suited to the theatrics of these witnesses than advocacy.
Sorry?
Give me that gun.
Kinda thing. Wanna take the stage with us, eh?
You can be sulky if you like.
Ugh.
Okay, that's apparently not what you're supposed to do. Even though you get a funny, thing from it. Nash, Ringo, and Sulky's Kabuki theater troupe. No, it would never take off.
I believe the counsel for the defense still wish to pursue his career in the course, Lord Van Zeeks.
Okay. Where's the proof that demonstrates the inconsistency in the witness's betrayal? The fuck do I present now? Crime scene floor plan? I should probably save scum this again. Well, I presented the photograph, right? I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. That's the thing. I'm like so done after that testimony that I can't think straight. Is it the crime scene photograph again?
Take that!
According to their testimony, the witnesses claimed to have heard a shout of "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot. Well, you do have to present the fucking crime scene photograph again.
Indeed, with the two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe.
Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, if I could ask the court to study the photograph of the victim's body again, you can clearly see that Mr. Windybank was in fact shot from behind. That is true, yeah. So as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
But it's the God's honest truth.
It is, Nash, it is. When he was shot that night.
The shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw with our own bleeding eyes.
Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Windybank holding a gun?
Something like that might have slipped out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've all just heard the admission by these two witnesses. That on the night in question, they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding a gun. Which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person.
Nash,
Order! Witnesses, explain yourself at once.
Well, the thing is, we weren't supposed to,
It would seem that my previous warnings fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witnesses would be the death of you. Am I to understand that you replaced the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies?
ever so sorry, Governor. Truth is, see, we,
Cut it out, Nash, cut it out. If we blab now, you know what you'll do to us. He? Who are they talking about?
Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There's no other option available to you.
Ralph, come on, the game's up.
But he'll have our guts for garters. In case it hasn't quite sunk yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out.
On the line question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place.
Well...
Do we have to?
On pain of death. I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth.
Are we gonna get the Allegro theme now? Oh yeah, we do. Alright, so we just got inside the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug.
Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we had it.
For a geezer, the bloke was as strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter.
I pulled me gun on him, and then he legged it through the door in the back room.
We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's what happened, I swear.
So you're now telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop?
Well, yeah. So sorry.
Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably.
But honest, Governor, this time,
Nash, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide.
Very well. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord, and hopefully I don't get stuck for like an hour this time. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for. Please don't get stuck for an hour, that's all I'm asking.
Hold it!
When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Windybank? Well, sorry, I mean, that's right.
we was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously. But we never thought no one was gonna come out of the back room like that.
The back room being the pawnbrokery storeroom? Yeah, that must be where he popped up from. The only place that he could have been.
So it would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered the premises.
Which means Giddy must have been in there at that point as well.
That doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina threatened Mr. Windybank into the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would he have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you see the accused at the time? What, that Maltula? Couldn't tell ya.
No, wait, Gabba. We had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it.
Well, there's only 5 statements this time.
Hold it!
You mentioned that Mr. Windybank shouted those words in your previous testimony, too. However, you claim that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door.
Did we?
But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he?
Well, yeah.
Was the victim Mr. Windybank wielding a gun at the time?
Was he ever? Blimey lummy, a great ugly barrel he had. Placed right at the frontispiece. So what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Windybank with a gun at that time, is that right? It is, Gov, it is. Spot on.
Then all of a sudden, he came at us, he did.
It was Bedlam, I didn't know what was going on for who. We're clearly all going for each other. Like Nash said, we thought he had it. I mean... For an old geezer, the bloke was strong.
Hold it!
Yes, I noticed that you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony, too. Well, yeah, of course we did.
He knocked over a lot of books, a candlestick, and some skull or whatnot.
I got tangled in some mirror and net we knocked over the picture frame, what knocked them skills on the floor. So in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off the counter. Well, Big Brother went flying over that counter like a gunshot, I can tell you. Then the old geezer pinned him. He did, Nash, he did. If he hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a bloomin' pancake in seconds.
At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via a secret cable at the pawnbrokery. There's a button under the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim.
That's right. When the brothers fled the scene and back onto the street, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they?
Poor Mr. Windybank. He did everything he could to protect his shop.
Hold it!
So you went into the back room, huh? Were you intending to shoot Mr. Windybank?
No, never. I was just, looking out for me bruv, weren't I? He was being flattened, don't forget.
By a man whose shop was being burgled, yes?
And then, the man fled into the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away, then ran off through that door and shut himself in.
There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true.
I wonder why Mr. Windybank ran away into the storeroom.
What?
Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him with a gun.
Oh yes, that's right. Gina allegedly used Mr. Windybank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Windybank's hands again?
I have no idea, but that is strange, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because we know there's only 2 guns that exist. And we don't know where the fucking revolver came from. This little inconsistency could be significant. I should make a mental note of it.
Look, the point is, me and me bruv here.
That's right, Nash, that's right. Me and me bruv here. You never had nothing to do with killing him.
Hold it!
You say you had nothing to do with it?
Nothing at all.
Nothing, Gav, nothing. The old geezer went and shut himself in the back room, didn't he?
Locked it was from the inside.
We know it was, because they tried to open it.
But it's a decent door, that one. Good and strong, wouldn't budge an inch.
So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Inside the storeroom of the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could possibly have shot the victim, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Ugh.
It would indeed appear so. What say you to that, counsel?
I don't know. Was there anyone else apart from Gina who could have possibly shot Mr. Windybank? There could have been, yes. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
What?
What's that look for? From the moment you admitted that you'd encountered the victim to face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely.
It did?
What is your point, my learned friend?
My question we must answer is, who could have shot Mr. Windybank? And is the belief of the defense is not only the possible answer at all. Well, there's the fucking peephole through the door. They could have, like, pointed the gun through there and shot at him, right?
You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts, so pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be? Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums.
2, my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe?
Indeed, namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time?
Understood, my lord.
Are you alright, Bruno?
not entirely sure, but there's one thing I'm sure about. If I can prove there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely.
So now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the question posed by his lordship.
Okay.
If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired the gun.
Right here.
Take that!
The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here.
And in answer to that second question, assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time?
He was in here.
Take that!
The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom.
Continue.
Ooh, the good music. Mr. Windybank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired?
So you're adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom?
Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony, yeah, that's what they said. If Mr. Windybank ran through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time. Oh, I mean, that's also possible, but my idea is that the peephole, wasn't there a peephole on the door? It was precisely at that moment when the victim was fleeing for his life that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom. Ugh. Oh!
Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial?
No, I don't, because that was last night. On a rising diagonal trajectory. And who is shorter than the victim?
Poor man. Shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety.
Oh, of course. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. See, even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it still would have entered his body on an upward trajectory.
So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windybank.
Objection!
I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock?
But... What if someone else locked the door? Yes, there's someone else who could have locked the storeroom door.
Is that so? Very well then, counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, the defense's assertions that the victim was shot from the outside the storeroom. In which case, who shot and locked the storeroom door from the inside?
Well, obviously Gina, 'cause she was the only one else in there.
Take that!
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
That's absurd. You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room? For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to lie in the noose around her neck. I'm inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel?
Yes, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it?
Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please.
But of course Guinea would have to lock the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does?
Well, if I was Guinea in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean... Those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they?
Oh yes, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windybank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at the time, but at some point, Mr. Windybank must have heard the intruders break into his shop and left the storeroom. Intruders, eh? That's suspect.
If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom.
Yes, it would. Then probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Bang. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Windybank fell to the floor where he was, inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment?
Ah, I see where you're going with this.
Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Windybank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it. In order to save her own life.
Hold it!
That does make sense. Wait, they have hold it lines as well?
But I mean, we ain't the ones who done it.
We ain't. You gotta believe us. I mean, come on. We never shoot no one.
Objection!
I love how a lot of the characters have hold it lines, like not just the prosecution and defense, like the witnesses also have their own. That's a nice detail. I like that. That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact you would. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes. There's only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windybank's murder. But that doesn't make sense. Only one gun was fired, or only one shot was fired from their gun. I'm trying to think about that. Everybody's talking to each other.
That was amazing, Reno.
No, I'm not joking about that, right? A single round. Is it possible they somehow got a hold of both of the guns? That would be the only explanation as to why both Sholmes and Windybank died.
All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now.
I know, first time ever. And probably the last.
Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict or not, if not.
An admirable effort, my learned friend.
What's this now? He's laughing? You find the situation amusing, Lord Van Zeeks? I myself find the defense's argument most persuasive.
I dare say. Such chickenery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pedophagy here.
That's a new word. I'm going to assume pedophagy is like another word for rubbish. What?
The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly credibly cannot, and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw.
A fatal flaw? I think I already know where he's going. He's gonna point out that only one bullet was fired.
Do you mean to tell me you're unaware of your logic's failing?
Oh, I say, Lord Van Zeeks. Might be an idea to explain this badly conjured trick or whatever it is to troops on the ground,
The fatal flaw, as my learned friend's argument, is very simple to understand. Fuck that glass. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets.
By George, count bullets?
Oh dear. He noticed then.
Huh? What's everyone talking about?
Counsel,
Yes, sir?
tell the court, how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime?
Two bullets.
Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival to the scene. Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings.
Wait, so is that actually Mr. Sholmes' blood?
The bullet which injured the Mr. Sholmes appears to pass through his body to strike the calendar.
Man, what are the odds of that fucking happening? Jeez.
Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windybank, and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun.
That is what I thought of, too. So, I do quite agree with Van Zeek's reasoning, because I thought that too, as I presented it. I was like, wait, there's 2 guns, and each fire 1 bullet, so how would that make sense?
Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes.
Yes, I did. Oh my goodness, I think you'll find
That if a single bullet that was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means Windybank was not shot by the same gun stop, only by 1 bullet stop.
Exactly. Yes, this Nipponese street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny.
Ugh. Ugh.
Order, order, order! Fuck that glass, too. Pray, forgive the scurrility of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery. Lord Van Zeeks, please stop throwing your fucking wine glasses everywhere. But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct.
That's not good. Oh, fuck. I'm trying to stretch my fingers.
The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with the murder weapon. And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wished to present.
Another disc? That disc. That's the same disc that Gregson had. Iris, can you spray your poof poof at the disc maybe? Yes, that music box disc. McGilda's music box disc.
The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windybank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. And with more of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious. Make no mistake. Any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed, no crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. I see. I think it'd be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel.
Hold it!
Wait, that's his hold it? Wow. Lord Van Zeeks, Inspector Gregson? What?
Yes, Inspector.
We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and, I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence.
Well, too fucking bad.
What's this all about? Why is the Inspector acting strangely? That's the first time we've said anything to Van Zeeks at all.
I am unaware of any such meeting.
But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent.
Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord.
Indeed. Bailiff. Oh, wow. Well, that's news to me.
The prosecution has established the accused's motives of opportunity and basis of character.
Okay, well, first thing we're gonna do is, now that we actually have the disc, we should definitely look at that blood.
Oh, Bruno, look. This is blood.
Yes, you're right. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Oh, wait, wasn't it fucking... It was Benedict's blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before.
Ha! It's my time to shine again.
Oh my god, if the blood turns out to be green, that changes everything.
Alright, hold still with that disc, Bruno.
Can we get this done quickly, Iris?
In a flash.
Oh shit. Oh my god, it's green blood.
Ooh, a lovely bright shade again.
That means that the fucking blood is Benedict's blood. Wait, that color.
What is it?
It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? Oh my fucking god. Holy shit, that's insane. Is there anything else I can examine? Oh yeah, we have two. McGill did.
Miss Gilded. That's the man you defended in court a couple months ago, isn't it, Bruno?
Yes. Or rather, mistakenly defended.
I wonder what his name is doing on the back of this disc.
That's a question I'd love to know the answer to myself. Oh my god. Hang on a minute. So if we look at the blood samples. Wait, it's not in here? What? The smear of blood on it turned green. They're not gonna point out that it's Benedict's blood? Oh. No, because, yeah. Benedict's hand got, like, scratched, and his blood got on the disc. That means that the fucking... Oh my god. I had a feeling that it was actually his blood, too. Holy shit.
There's nothing more to add. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case.
Dude, wait a minute, and we know that Benedict has a fucking gun, too. Does that mean that there's actually a third gun? I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once. For all of 5 minutes.
Oh dear. It wasn't even for 5 minutes, Bruno.
My lord.
Wonder if I might say something at this point?
Proceed, Mr. Foreman.
Been stumbling about in a bit of a fog-up now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden. The answer's barely obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it.
No.
Very well, the court will hear it from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll present your leanings as the defendants of culpability.
Guilty.
Uh-oh.
Guilty.
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 I guess we gotta do another summation examination. Okay, I can do that, though.
We have a consensus among the jury, it seems. When you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley. Ugh, how dare he use it against us?
Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more of this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. That's beyond any doubt.
Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Good explosions prime the rave action, sir. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the victim, or the defendant to be guilty.
Not the victim. The victim's guilty, obviously. Well, at least we get to hear this banger again.
Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say, Different breed of us law-abiding citizens.
As only 2 bullets are found at the scene, I'd say the whole case is done and dusted. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was picked by pickpocket.
I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief. The accused attempted theft on the previous day. I can see I'm for a busy day ahead.
I am ballistics expert. I have seen many shootings. There's nothing I do not know about guns.
You seem there's little remaining room for doubt. Have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I'd jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more.
Whole courtroom is turning against me.
It's not fair.
Iris?
That prosecutor is being mean. Just because Guinea's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't make her a murderer.
You have another wine glass?
Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter.
Fruit.
Here's to the truth coming out. Eventually. That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination.
Yes, my lord. This will be fun.
Hold it!
Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder, is what you're saying?
Oh, well.
Are all members of the British Army so quick to judge?
I beg your pardon. Are you mocking Her Majesty's Armed Forces, the greatest military organization in the world?
No, I'm simply illustrating my point. Making assumption of people because they're a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous.
Well, yes, it might have a point there, I suppose. Let's not forget the girl already shown she had it in her before. She's clearly a criminal some sort of through and through. Can't deny it.
When you say that she had it in her, are you referring to this?
Exactly. Tried to swap that only a day earlier, Or am I mistaken?
Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that.
I've never actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it.
Oh yes, of course. Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe.
We still don't know what tune it plays, though, do we?
That is true, we don't.
But I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy.
A gilded disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. Well, we already did that. Mm-hmm.
Hold it!
Is the number of bullets that has you convinced? Only 2 bullets are fired, and the 2 guns that fired them are being examined by the police. When the parlor maids ask me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. Well, that's logical, I suppose. Although... Yes? Sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fine china. Does your employer dine with thieves? So I suppose... if there's another bullet somewhere of which we are unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position. A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene? Could that be possible? I can't prove it yet, can I? I mean, I'll try. Allow me to show you, then. The 3rd bullet. The 3rd bullet? I don't have a 3rd bullet yet, do I? Might have to wait on that, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can do this. Unless... I'll just try the blood samples.
Take that!
I don't suppose this would pass the 3rd bullet.
It passes for a bullet as much as you pass for a lawyer, my learned friend.
Coming from you, I'm going to take that as meaning not much.
In no way does it resemble a bullet, if that helps your understanding of my last remark.
I think we need to find a bullet first.
Counsel, at the very least, I would expect the evidence you present to be of the correct form.
It's been a long day.
Let's actually try to find this 3rd bullet before we attempt that again, Runo.
Okay, well... I don't know, I just had a feeling. Okay, we gotta find... That means we gotta find a 3rd bullet, though, so... Not too bad. What is on his... I think that's just like a stock image or something on his, like, papers. So if I've understood correctly, you need 2 pictures. A left one, a left eye one, and a slightly different right eye one. Yeah, exactly. Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions. Like this. So if we have 2 bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them? I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl in the dock. How can you be so sure of that? Think about it, the Skulkin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes, the document mentioned once or twice. Well, and surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it? This is a waste of time. I'm not gonna change this man's mind anytime soon.
Hold it!
Would you please stop muttering out things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life's on the line here.
Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that's nothing to do with this trial, to be honest.
Huh?
I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet had simply vanished from his stomach. It's quite inexplicable, don't you think?
I almost don't want to ask, but this surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on...
What was the fellow's name now? Hairlick? No. Hairlock? No. Hairlock?
Herlock Sholmes by any chance?
Yes, good lord. He was that Hairlock fellow.
What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes?
That's right, using his very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It was a fairly major op, I can tell you.
It's crazy.
Let me see. The fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or other, so I opened him up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb. Couldn't find the bullet anywhere. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hand and just stitch the fellow back up. I hate to say the obvious, but... yes? Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting.
The counsel for the defense is correct, as is clearly shown in this photographic print. The bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region, then exited his body and lodged into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door.
I think you'll find it's really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally. Heh, who do you think I am, son? Well, German number 4 is about the best I can do. As soon as I saw the wound in the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Like a pancake? Are you saying that you checked his back? Of course I did. And there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign the bullet left the body at all. What? That's the point. The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Which is exactly why I set up about slicing him up. And I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please explain how it happened? Can somebody please solve the mystery? It's almost as much as a mystery as how this jury is put together. The mystery of where that bullet ended up is infuriating. Where's the next one you need one?
Hold it!
Mr. Sholmes' surgeon's on the jury? I've experienced some coincidences recently, but this is ridiculous. I'm as surprised as anyone. But there's no question that Mr. Sholmes was shot? Well, that's what the police told me when they brought him in. How bad were his injuries, Doctor? He was in a bad way. He lost a huge amount of blood, you know. As suspected, he was shot at quite close range, too. Because his skin was badly burnt around the point of entry. Burnt? As I said, I flipped the fellow over and examined his back, but there was no sign of an exit wound. Which is why I thought I'd better locate the lug and pop it out. And you say you found no bullet inside the patient. Well, I wouldn't have done, would I? Because it's in the wall of the pawnbrokers. But how'd I get there? I need someone to solve the mystery before it drives me into insanity. If only there was some expert in ballistics who could help, even if he looked extremely untrustworthy. So we have a disappearing bullet on our hands. Should probably also save soon.
Hold it!
What do you mean you're in for a busy day?
Forgot to say stop. Do excuse me, stop.
I mean communications officer, stop. Communications officer? Does that have something to do with sending telegrams?
Everything from personal messages written by members of the public to the latest news in the capital. I convert all messages into Morse code and tap it out to the entire world electronically.
To the entire world?
1,000 miles cable in the sea, stop. Worldwide communication network, stop. Information transmitted to and from all corners of the globe, stop.
Ah, yes. She was getting easily worked up about radio waves or the like before, wasn't she?
I specialize in communicating information from government departments and the newspaper offices.
I see.
I'm sure I shall have to write the newspaper reports of today's guilty verdict later. So no sleep for me tonight, I imagine.
Let's just finish the trial first, shall we?
Hold it!
Well, this guy is a ballistics expert. I thought you were just a tourist? Good day. I'm visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. There's no way he's just a visiting tourist. So, you're a ballistics expert? Who knew? I have much experience with guns. Ah. I have lived through many, how do you say, extreme, violent bath of, no. Blood of,
Ah, extreme violent bloodbaths, perhaps?
Those extreme violent bloodbaths. English is very difficult tongue.
Considering the sort of people you associate with, I'm surprised you still have a tongue.
Anyway, if you have questions about bullets and guns, you ask me. There's nothing I do not know, no mystery I cannot solve.
He's very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure.
But if possible, please, only in Russian language.
He's not very confident in his knowledge of Russian, though, is he? Or English, rather.
No, still, we should bear it in mind. He's our man if there's a mystery about guns or bullets. Van Zeeks has managed to convince everyone.
We have eliminated the impossible, he said, but he hasn't.
We're gonna fight back, we need more material. We have to fight back. We have to turn this trial around again. Well, I already have an idea, but let me save first. I think I'll probably end it after this summation examination. Because, man, that first testimony really wore me out. Okay. Where's an expert when you need one? Well, we could pit these two guys against each other.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other. Ooh, a ballistics expert.
Pitting. Pity.
On the ninth question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6.
Hello, my name is Villain. Pleased to meet you.
This apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery?
I have seen very similar situation in Motherland. It was night, there was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing cold. Golly. The snow was piling high on both sides of the road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles, and they were on dog sleds.
Mental note, don't ask too many questions.
I was shot from behind, and I fell down in snow. And this situation was very similar to what I heard today from doctor. They could not find bullet in body. And no sign of, how do you say, exit wound.
Then where'd the bullet go?
Bullet never hit me.
Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down?
Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side.
What?
One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced body. It made deep wound that looks just like bullet wound.
Good gracious.
Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me. And that is solution to mystery of disappearing bullet.
But that doesn't answer the question at all. The shooting happened in a pawnbroker shop. No, not some snowy mountain road in another country. Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here.
Bruno, where exactly was Hurley shot again?
Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around that area, I think.
Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt.
Pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that.
Yes, a pouch. It's where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigations.
What? Really? Doctor, where is the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing? Well, the fellow had nothing like that in his person when we arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember.
If I may.
Lord Van Zeeks?
While I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination, I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom.
Sorry?
As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound.
Ah, thank goodness. I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment.
Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred.
Very well. While extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch. I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question, is it? Look at that. One of the files is broken and the leather around it scorched black. It's almost as if the file exploded. Exploded? So that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch.
And it was the glass file exploding that caused the fellow's injury?
This bullet did not penetrate victim, but was deflected into wall of shop.
A delightfully complex aroma.
Well, it appear one mystery's been solved at least.
Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case. The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective, and the accused shot the pawnbroker. The pertinent facts of this case remain unaltered.
But at least the mystery's solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man.
Thank you very much. Glad I could help. Due to its bearing on the conundrum just solved, the court will sequester the scruffy pouch as evidence.
Curly's pouch ain't scruffy.
Okay. The pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing around his waist at the time of the shooting. One of the glass files is smashed, and there are scorch marks around it. Now, the summation examination. I know this is a really weird place to stop, but I'm pretty hungry. And we've been going for 2 hours almost now. So I hate to stop in the middle of an examination, but I kind of want to end it here for at least now. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything else tonight. As of yet. I'll have to see. I most likely will do more Great Ace Attorney, but there is a possibility that me and Jose might do some Metal Gear, because he got an Xbox controller from Walmart, and he said he would test it out. So, if things go well, we might actually get to test it out. I'm not sure yet, though. But either way, guys, thank you for watching Great Ace Attorney. Make sure to like and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch. And, I may or may not see you guys later tonight. So, bye.